I started to make this video downstairs because I lost service. But guys, I'm at the truck with, once again, you know it, another motor. And guys, this was an existing maintenance call. I'm gonna put this whole call on live instead of doing this in two different parts. But guys, making a story short, this is an existing maintenance customer. We came out here, I believe in April, for the AC maintenance, and everything was rocking and rolling. And this customer called, well, this customer ran the AC last night, and they said that they didn't hear any air blow out the vents, and also the indoor fan was making a loud sound. It wasn't running, so they turned it off and they called us. They turned it off and they called us today actually. And like I said, I got this call like 30 minutes ago, and I'm glad we're actually still in the area. So this actually worked out on our part too. So, and guys, I went downstairs. Make a long story short, and like I said, I actually didn't have to check for power. I ended up doing it anyway, from cool to ground at the circuit board, just to make sure my circuit board was giving power to my blow motor. But guys, this thing was making a loud noise. I tell you what I'll do. I'll actually still post the video up. I took some footage inside, but I'll live inside. I lost service in the basement, but this motor was pretty loud downstairs as soon as I got here. And guys, you didn't miss too much. All I did was I just lubricated the shaft there. I just wanted to get that started. And guys, with this cradle mount here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that cradle mount. And guys, knock on wood, I've been getting lucky. Let me show you. Without using this bracket here. I always keep one of these on the truck, but like these motor brackets, I actually lucked out and I had a bunch of older blow motors with existing belly band mounts with the bracket. So I was actually able to use the existing bracket, so I didn't have to use this. But guys, with these old cradle mounts, you don't get too lucky, because reason being, these cradle mounts are specific to this motor. And I mean, I can give it a shot, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But for instance, the rescue motors are a bit larger. So you guys will see once I get to it. I think I tried doing this once and it didn't work back in the day, but I'm going to show you what I'm doing now. Is I got to take the shaft out. I got to take the set screw out, and then I'm going to, I got to get the mounting screws out. But you guys know the routine. You stay hydrated and you stay productive. Man, this motor is locked up. Shit, this thing is not even. Oh shit. And guys, by the way, this came out of an old 80% Bryant furnace. I believe we replaced the AC here. This had to have been like at least 3 years ago. And that is what prompted the customer to get maintenance done. But we don't have any history on the furnace itself. I mean, we did the maintenance, but I don't think nothing crazy was ever done with this furnace. So I'm gonna take this out. Holy shit, guys! This bad boy is in here. God damn. Hey guys, let me show you here. All I'm doing, I took my set screw out. All I'm doing is just lubricating the shaft. This shaft the squirrel cage moved a little bit, but it didn't move as freely as I wanted it to. But holy shit, this thing is, I think I might need my pulley puller for this. Alright. Now I got my set screw out. Let's get our mounting screws and zip. And like I said, it should come out, but guys, based on how I didn't have any play. Usually when I take the set screw out, the squirrel cage just drops straight down, but this one wasn't. I didn't really feel it drop down as much. All I did here is just do that. And yeah, guys, the fact that this didn't come out, this tells me that I'm gonna need my pulley puller for sure. This thing is old as hell. All right, let me get my pulley puller here. Hold on. I think I just used this yesterday. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this over on the other side. And I'm gonna use that pulley puller, similar to what I showed you guys before. I'm gonna put it on the hub there. And hopefully we can free the shaft up. And guys, with these pulley pullers, after a couple of uses, you may want to put lubrication around the screws here because you don't want these screws to get stuck, or you, like I said, you just don't, it's just the threads that you really care about here. So like every 2 or 3 motors that I do using this puller, I just put a little lubrication oil around the threads just to make sure that these threads move freely. So, and all I'm doing is putting it over the hub. And guys, this should be easy. And I'm going to show you once I get this out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you with this bracket. Like I said, I'm ready for best and worst case scenarios. My best case is that I'm actually able to use that motor bracket on a new motor. But if not, like I said, worst case, I can just pop a new bracket in and I can be done with it. And remember, let me show you. Remember, I was telling you, it had to have been either, like I said, I make so much content now. Like I said, you guys got to remind me. I remember talking about this before. Whenever you tighten these screws up on your pulley puller, do not over tighten one side. Tighten each side up a quarter turn at a time, because if you tighten one side up too much, that's going to knock it out of balance. And now, guys, it's going to be crooked. If this thing doesn't go on evenly, as soon as you apply that pressure down to try to take the disconnect the shaft, it's gonna just pop right out if it's not all evenly. So you want equal pressure. You want equal pressure on all 3 screws, and that is the best method. Next, I gotta get my I'm gonna show you. I gotta get my let me see. Make sure I got keep all my stuff here. I gotta get my vice grips And you guys should know the routine by now. I'm going to put the vice grips here, and I'm going to get this motor out. Let me grab my stuff. All right. And next, I'll use this drill bit. As you can see, one hand goes here, and once I attach this to my drill bit, this goes in, and this is gonna knock my motor out from underneath. I don't want to let you down. Let you down. Let me get my gloves here. All right, let's rock out. Here we go. And this is what came out the bottom. And you guys see, cradle mount, consider it two sides. You got a top and a bottom, and you adjust it to the size of the motor. And this is what came with the older motor. And guys, by the way, this is a 1/3 horsepower blower. So what I'm gonna do is now, since I know I don't need my pulley puller anymore, we are going to get this off my housing. I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let you down. All right. Check it out, yeah. Definitely don't leave home without this. Like I said, guys, the first 3 or 4 motors you see me do, I actually didn't need my puller. But like I said, you guys see me use this now at least 3 times within the past week. But like I said, the biggest thing is, guys, when you're doing something, make sure you guys are putting this up. Because like I said, you don't know the pain of losing tools until, like I said, you forget that you lost it. And now, guys, the next 3 or 4 jobs you got are all motor jobs. And now you need this. So whether you got to pay for this stuff or not, like I said, guys, I definitely like staying efficient. And like I said, if I know I have everything I need, that's enough for me to, like I said, bang out most jobs that we do. And like I said, if I find myself going back and forth to the supply house to pick up tools and things like that, guys, then that means I'm doing something wrong. So make sure, like I said, you guys are putting everything back where they belong, and you can rock out on these jobs with minimum distractions. I'm gonna put this puller back where it goes, and I gotta put this back in the back of the truck. I'll be right back. All right. And this was the old capacitor. Check it out. Let me wipe my fingers off here. This was 25 already on the motor. And like I said, guys, we keep 5460s, which is, once again, a 115 volt. You cannot use this for an air handler. An air handler is 230, which is a totally different style motor. So I heard stories about guys using 115 volt motors on 230 volt power supplies and just capping off one of the wires. But like I said, guys, once you get past a certain point, you can do that. But like I said, after a while of Jimmy rigging motors, you're gonna realize, guys, it's best to use the correct motor the first time. So now I don't have to worry about, you know, that one motor that I Jimmy rig. I don't have to worry about that coming back to screw me over. But yeah, it looks like this is a newer cap too. But instead of just replacing the cap, guys, without even looking at it, as soon as I heard that motor hum like that, I just knew that, you know, there's no point in me trying to replace caps on indoor blowers. I'd rather just start with a new motor and just be done with it. All right. Now, let's unbox our new motor. Let's take our 5460 out of the box. And I'm going to show you guys what I was telling you earlier with this bracket. Like, so I'm not too confident that this is actually going to work, but I got like literally a good 60 seconds of trying to hook this thing up. If this doesn't work, let me show you. Hold up. You gotta see the difference between, well, the bracket is kind of like in the way, but you see the difference here. And they do have holes that you can open this up to adjust it. But like I said, I know the intended purpose, but sometimes, guys, the intended purpose on something that's like 30 years old, it doesn't always go according to plan. So that's why I always like to cover my ass and keep a new bracket in the truck. But let's take a look at this here. These things are fucking pain. I hope it doesn't break off when I try to take these things off. Holy shit. Holy shit. Alright, so you guys seen what I did? I took the legs off, and now this is just a cradle. So what I'm gonna try to do is take the screws off here, and I'm gonna try to raise this up. Now, once again, that's what I'm gonna try to do. Results is gonna vary because I don't know what the hell is gonna happen. Results is gonna vary with this damn bracket. That is for sure. All right, you got 1, 2. You got 3 off. Check it out. See that? This is the top end, and the bottom end is here. This is the idea of the cradle mount, top, bottom. They stopped making these. The newer ones now is a lot easier. This is a belly band. Both of these brackets serve the same principle or the same purpose. The bracket holds the motor in place, and then it screws into the housing. So But like I said, guys, I was telling you, I always keep these universal brackets just in case. Like I said, you know, we get screwed over with these older brackets. But let's take a shot at this here. Let's take a shot, shall we? All right. Got the feeling this motherfucker is gonna be. And this shit's stuck in here. Come on, wire. Get out of my way. Here we go. All right. All right. This is where shit gets kind of tricky with these bigger motors. Like, let me show you here. This, the only thing I can try doing is screwing this in, but let me show you. See this round piece? That fit right inside the cradle of the old motor, but with the new one, it's a little bigger. But guys, what I'm gonna try, it only takes 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to just keep it level and just screw it in place and see if I have play on the motor. Because guys, make a long story short, look, if I screw this in place level, meaning the hole or the middle of the bracket is in the middle of the motor, if I screw it in place and I have play on the motor, meaning I can do this with everything on tight, then I'm just gonna throw that bracket away. And best case, if I don't have play and it's on there tight, I could just let it rip and rock it out. But like I said, guys, stay tuned and we're going to get our answers one way or another. All right. I got to put one on. Can't even see. Hold on. All right, I got to put one on. To at least balance it out, and then we'll see how we make out the other one. That's all. We'll see how we make out with the others. We'll see how we make out, because I don't. There we go. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Oh, guys, I gotta get this last screw in here. All right. Let me change out my battery. I'll be right back. You guys want to hear some shit? I actually went to Home Depot about a month ago and I bought a 2-pack from Home Depot. These are 20-volt DeWalt drill bits or drill batteries. I bought 2 of these because I needed one. My other one broke. So I bought 2 of these and a charger for like $200, right? This had to have been like at least 3 weeks ago. I go to the damn supply house and they had a sale. 2 of these batteries alone, no charger, for like $50. So, guys, Home Depot and Lowe's are great, but if you got that local supply house that has what you need, like I said, guys, you do what you got to do. But I got a second charger for no reason, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I gotta fix this screw here. It's not a. All right, guys. Look, we got our decision. This is not gonna work. See, this motor needs to be straight. When that hole there in the middle of the squirrel cage is on here crooked, it's not gonna work. This old bracket worked with a new motor. Well, this old bracket worked with the old motor because, as you can see, the hole from the old bracket fit the hole right around the old motor. But being that, like we said, this new motor is a little bit bigger, it's just not going to work. So there you guys have it. It was worth me giving it a shot, but I got to scrap this bracket. I don't give a damn about this. And with my luck, guys, this thing probably would have worked, but in exactly 2 weeks from now, when I'm like slam busy on another job, what I just did with this old bracket, it probably could have came back to screw me over. So, like I said, if something's like less than 50% to work, we just toss it, and like I said, we go with the more guaranteed possibility. So, with this, we just loosen it up, and like I said, guys, plug and play. The only thing I'm keeping is the mounting screws. Everything else is going to be out with the old and with the new. What is this, 3/8? Alright, let's see here. Three-eighths or half inch, or 7/16. Which one is it? It's 3/8. Cool. Alright. Now this goes in here. Now, let me show you. As far as bracket placement, remember this motor is bigger than the one we took out, so you don't have to put this bracket too far back. Whenever you put the squirrel cage in, it's going to be too close to the motor in the turn. So, like I was telling you before, the more motors you do, you'll know precisely or generically how to place these brackets in a way that you don't have to take this out and reposition this bracket again. But like I said, I like put mine right before the halfway point, because I know I have a longer shaft on the newer motor. So you guys will see what I'm talking about once I put this in. You'll see the play I'm gonna have on that squirrel cage. But all right, where's my 3/8 wrench? Yeah, I want to tighten this bracket up here, and once I tighten the bracket to the motor, I'm gonna screw the bracket into the housing. All right. There's how to do that. All right. On the back side here, I need 7/16. Yep, 7/16. Now guys, here's the thing, right? It's either one or the other. Let me show you. Either you're gonna use drill bits or you're gonna use wrenches. Wrenches can work, but wrenches are a lot more time consuming. And like I said, guys, I'd rather use a wrench before I strip something out by using a drill. Each one of these have advantages and disadvantages. I like using the drill bits because it saves time, but guys, you don't want to get crazy with the drill bits and strip something. I've seen it happen a lot. So just make sure, like I said, whatever you guys do, just take your time, and for sure, make sure you're using the right size. That is for sure. All right. Now, this old motor, let's get this out of our way. In here. Let me just clean the hub here, because this. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Should have so much crap inside of it. The reason I'm doing all this now, guys, is like once I put this new motor in, I just want to make sure that if I have to take it out, it comes out clean. Because I've seen it happen before, where I had, like I said, an old housing, old wheel, brand new motor. I didn't do what I'm doing now, and the new motor got stuck in. And now, guys, I needed the pulley puller to take the new motor out again. So that's why, like I said, I like taking my time and make sure when I have everything open that I keep this area clean. So if I do have to take this bad boy out, I know I'm good. I know I'm good. All right. All right, so let me show you. And this is what I like about the universal brackets. You guys see? I got my new motor in. These brackets gives you the option for either the lower position or the higher position to set your screws. So it doesn't line up with where the rubber gaskets are, but that's okay. I can take these rubber gaskets out, and I just got to move all three a little bit higher up. And like I said, I'm gonna be easy money there. But guys, now you know why. Like I said earlier, what I just told you. Now look at what I can do here. I can take this right out because it's already clean. Versus, like I was telling you, the scenario I was in before. It gets a little crazy here. With these damn mountain things here. All right, let me take these out. And let's get this bad boy mounted. And guys, tomorrow, that doctor's unit, they actually opted, they called me back yesterday. They opted to replace that unit. I'm gonna shoot back out there tomorrow just to slap in a new condenser. So that should be an easy start to the Friday. But then, guys, I got another service call that I may have to do after that install on Friday. So yeah, tomorrow's definitely going to be an interesting day. But the point is, guys, we game plan, we prepare for how we're going to execute, and usually everything works out well. So I'm not really too concerned about how tomorrow is going to go. And let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick here. right, because this one goes in first. No, I got any. Hold up. Let's make sure I know where my wire is going to be. And my wires were. Hold up. Hey guys, you heard me say this before. When you mount motors, make sure you know where you want the wires to connect to, because, for instance, if my wires are going to connect there and the wires coming out the motor is on the opposite side, that could make this a pain in the ass to bend the wires underneath the motor or underneath the housing. It's going to look crazy. So I believe my circuit board and all my controls are going to be on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to twist it, and I want my wires to come out exactly where everything connects to. Exactly where everything connects to. All right, now I gotta find my 3 mounting screws here. It should have been 5/16, but let me double check it. Yep. All right. Hopefully I'm done with that. Screw. All right. If these are just 5/16 screws, I can just get some new 5/16 screws. Let me show you something here. Even the one that went in, I don't like these screws here. Usually the mountain screw is going to be 3/8, but these 5/16 screws, I don't think they got enough bite on them. So what I'm going to do is I got to grab more screws. And I'll be much better off here. There we go. There we go. That's what I couldn't get with this. That's what I couldn't get with this. All right. Yep. These will definitely bite. These will definitely bite. All right. Let me get my towel. All right, so check it out. What I just did. Now that my 3 screws on. Now guys, worst case, and instead of using the the small 5/16 screws that they give us. I use slightly bigger, not too long, but I use slightly bigger 5/16 screws with the little washers. But what I'm gonna do is I gotta flip this over and I gotta see if I got play on my squirrel cage, because worst case if I don't, then I'll have to take this out again and I gotta reposition the bracket. But let me show you here, hold on. That's mad. There's a bunch of shit falling out of this motor. Holy shit. Alright, check it out. Thought I had a light on this. But guys, look. You see how this thing is moving? This is what you want. If this thing was too far over and it sounded like that, that means this bracket is either too far in or too far over. So that's why I tell you guys, like I said, whenever you take this motor out and you put the new motor on the bracket of whichever one works, I like cleaning the port around the hub where the shaft goes through, because you want to make sure that if I had to take this motor out again, you want this new motor to come out easy. You don't want this new motor to give you the same hassles as our old motor did, because the hub is too dirty and canked up with dirt and debris. So there you guys have it. What I'm gonna do is I gotta get our set screw mounted, and then once I get our set screw mounted, I'm gonna go back to the other side and I gotta get the capacitor too. All right, where's our set screw? And guys, here's the thing, right? Check it out. With these set screws, I actually never had to buy one of these from a supply house. Let's say if I lost this one, I got a drill bit box full of like different assortments of set screws. Like you guys see me with one of my boxes for all my wire nuts and electrical smaller items. But for furnaces that you replace, or you know, if you do find like any spare ones laying around, it's good to keep a few set screws around, because guys, sometimes, especially older blow motors or older squirrel cages, instead of having one set screw, you could have two. And guys, another thing, you do not want to only use one set screw instead of two. I'm talking about the squirrel cage, not the motor. The squirrel cage will tell you how many set screws you need. Ideally, you'll only need one, but if it takes one, use one. But if it takes two different set screws, use two set screws. You definitely don't want to have that recall and have that nightmare. All right. All right. That's on the flat part of the shaft. Cool. All right. 3/8. Do your stuff. All right, let me show you here. So, unfortunately, I didn't have much light, but what I did, guys, is I positioned my squirrel cage as much in the middle as I can. I didn't want my squirrel cage too far to the left or too far to the right. I positioned it in the middle, and you can see this better. Found the flat part of my shaft, put the set screw in, and I know a bunch of shit might fall out here. Hold on. I want to spin this in my hand just to make sure I don't hear any shit. Make sure I don't hear any sounds. Now, guys, if you hear sounds when you do this, indicator that you need to stop, drop, and roll, and you need to reposition the squirrel cage. All right. And this thing tells you pretty much what to use. If this was a 1/2 horsepower motor that we took out, we'll use a 10 cat, but ours was 1/3. And 7.5 is what we'll use. And for muscle memory, also from me looking at the label, I know black is our high speed and blue is going to be our speed we're going to use for heat. I think blue is like medium high. But here's the thing, guys. The schematic from this motor is actually on the motor itself. So it's almost impossible to fuck this up. You don't want to get too quick and just start memorizing colors and not know that, like I said, blue is not low speed. Blue is actually medium high. So when in doubt, if you guys are hooking this up, make sure, like I said, first things first, before you even put the new motor onto the bracket, just make sure you guys are paying attention to the schematics and know, based on the horsepower, what you got to hook up. All right, so here's what we got next here. Next, I got my set screw in. I tested my squirrel cage. No sounds. Now, we get to the fun part. We got to get our ground screw in. And let me show you here. I'm going to get my ground screw in. I'm going to zip tie. I'm going to electrical tape this in all one bundle. And then I'm going to probably zip tie this right here to one of the legs. So last thing we want, guys, is for me to ignore what I just told you. And now, guess what, guys? After a while, your wires get caught in the motor. And if this thing is running and your wires do this, the motor is not going to run. And you'll have a crazy recall. And what you'll have to do exactly what I'm showing you now all over again. So that's why you just want to take your time and make sure that, like I said, you don't have any loose wires. Nothing that's going to be in the way of that squirrel cage here. I don't want to let you down. I don't want to let you down. All right. Where is my zip ties? And guys, check it out. To each his own. Like I said, I can only tell you what works for me for the 1000th time, but I only tape it to a point where it's away from the squirrel cage. Once I'm past this point, I don't really care about it being taped. I can just use zip ties. But like I said, the biggest thing is I only want one string in the motor. I don't like having 8 different wires going in 8 different locations, because like I said, that could eventually get caught up in our motor. Yep, so now I'm done with my wrench set. I'm just gonna start cleaning up, and I damn sure gotta make it to the supply house. Not for tomorrow, but well, actually, yeah, for tomorrow. What I gotta do is I'm still gonna be running service calls after the install tomorrow, so I gotta get more motors. I gotta get like a bunch of shit. I didn't go to the supply house for like a week, and I did like a shitload for the calls. So I gotta make sure I'm ready to roll. I gotta make sure I'm ready to roll. I don't wanna let you in. All right, let me put all my shit up here. This is trash. This goes back up. This is all trash. This is tool bag. All right, guys, check it out. This is another one put together. And like I said, guys, this is like the third motor I did now where I couldn't do it from start to finish because I'm going to lose service. And that's the train. Probably going to New York. But guys, check it out. I can't, like I said, if I go down there, I know for damn sure I'm going to lose service. But like I said, guys, this is like motors. I think someone asked me this the other day. As far as how long it takes to do these motors, I mean, that really depends. Like I said, generically, if you have everything on the truck, 40 minutes, give or take. And guys, this includes going downstairs and wiring this up. Wiring this motor up, guys, it's not really, it's ABCs. You know, as long as you know your speeds and everything gets hooked up right, you got maybe less than like 10 minutes of time, what you have to do downstairs. You know, you just put the housing, since the motor and the housing is all connected, you just slide your housing into the furnace, mount the circuit board. Like I said, I think I was talking to someone about this a few weeks ago. He was asking me about, you know, I guess he was nervous hooking up motors, but guys, I was telling him, and I'll say this again, when I first started out, like I said, I was the helper. The lead tech, he actually didn't show me how to do what I'm showing you guys how to do now. The only thing he let me do was wire this up, you know, with supervision. But like I said, I started off, guys, with just knowing motor speeds. I didn't know anything about, you know, the intricacies of you know, making sure that the squirrel cage is in the middle, making sure, like I said, you know, you use the right bracket. Most of this is just trial and error. And like I said, guys, the more of these you do, you know, that's the best antidote. You know, you just can't quit with motor repairs. Like I said, not every motor job is going to really be, you know, subpar, but you just got to make sure that you can learn wherever you go. But how's it going? So what I got to do is I got to put all this shit in the back here. Hold on. Hold up. I got to clear some space out here because it's a bunch of stuff I know I don't need. All right. And guys, I may have to run calls on Saturday too, because like I know Monday is already booked up. We're already scheduling into next week. But like I said, I got to get that condenser squared away for tomorrow. And today, right now, this is my last call. That's why I'm putting this on live. It's about 3:32 Eastern time. But I only have like maybe 10 minutes, give or take, on this job. And I literally got to go to the supply house within the next hour and get motors. I got to get all my stuff I need for next week and actually tomorrow. Actually, I think one of the calls I have for tomorrow, after that install, I have to, there's a customer that said that I guess something's leaking inside. The AC is working, but it's leaking. So I'm hoping that's like a simple call. But like I said, guys, I want to make sure I have everything I need on the truck. So I'm a big proponent of just preparing, guys. Like I said, I randomly, you know, jackknife service calls. You know, like I said, you guys seen the story I put up yesterday. I used to, like I said, cowboy days. I just made things work. But like I said, guys, You crash and burn a couple times, but you live and you learn. I know now, guys, I'm not going into calls unless I know I have exactly what I need, whether it be motors, whether it be, like I said, you know, whether it be filters, whatever, you name it. Like, so I have everything I need to do most of the service calls, you know, without even thinking twice about it. So, guys, next, what I'm going to do is, all I got to do now is I'm going to grab a 7.5 cap, put that cap here, and slide this motor in, plug in the wires, zip, 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 and guys, voila, that's all it takes. So, like I said, I started the video already downstairs. I'll put another section of this video up once I go downstairs, so you guys know how this motor turned out. But yeah, guys, this is easy peasy. Like I said, the biggest takeaway for you guys that wasn't paying attention in class today is that whenever you see this cradle mount bracket, you burn it to the ground and you throw this motherfucker away. You cannot use these cradle mount motors or these cradle mount brackets on new motors. Make the smart decision and get you a universal bracket. And like I said, you can't go wrong. But these cradle mounts are meant to stay in the past. That's why you don't see new cradle mount motor brackets. Everything now is belly band. But there you guys have it. Look out for I got like at least 2 or 3 videos I got to put up. I put up a few yesterday, but like I said, guys, I've been slam busy, so I'll put these up when I can. But I'm going to put up this, if not today, then probably tomorrow. But just be on the lookout, guys. I'm going to pack up. I got to bring this downstairs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.